2015 was an incredible year, and I hope you enjoyed all the games that I played and the ones that you've played as well. So as we move on to 2016, let's say goodbye to 2015 by talking about my favorite games from that year. Remember, I haven't played every game out there, so forgive me in advance.
2015 had many ups and many downs. From Konami being very shady with shutting down Kojima, from the return of the Nintendo World Championship, to the tragic loss of Satoru Iwata, to the epic launch of YouTube Gaming. 2015 was a pretty interesting year, and the games were in fact some of my favorites. So, welcome to my top 10 games of 2015. And remember, these are just my opinions. I didn't get a chance to play all the games this year that I wanted to. Some of these are from the show with a couple of surprises here and there. Most are obvious. I will tell you right now which ones aren't on this list. At the very least, they deserve an honorable mention from me. The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, Rocket League, Final Fantasy XIV Online, Heaven's Sword, The Witcher 3, Rise of the Tomb Raider. There's a lot more, but again, I can only play so many games in the time that I've got. So, let's say bye-bye to 2015 by honoring some of their great games.
Number 10.
Sometimes you can have a game that hooks you in for a very different cinematic approach. This one gave into the ability of picking somewhat of your own adventure, relying heavily on the butterfly effect of choice, totems to warn you about the future of the game, and various clues from throughout the environments. Until Dawn painted one of the most unique experiences of 2015. Yes, the acting at times was cheesy.
Not a lot of action up here lately.
Yes, the graphics looked alright, but the FPS chugged every now and then. And yeah, it was filled with tropes that reflect the cliche of horror films, but the game was a lot of fun to play, and it encourages people to play it again and again to find more and more. Playing with a significant other or a group of friends is definitely how to do it. I do want to get a little personal for just one moment. I have a background in film studies, more specifically in writing, producing, and directing. And in my time as a filmmaker, I've loved horror films. And Until Dawn reminds me of the great classics, from things like Psycho to the cheesy 1990s Scream. Until Dawn understands pacing and fun. And hey, with the right amount of people playing with you, it's a great time.
Oh! Do something! What are you doing? Punch him down! Gerard! Number 9.
So, everyone hated Assassin's Creed Unity. The game was practically unplayable, and Ubisoft has since then tried to fix what they messed up with a patch and a patch and a patch, and dear God, it still runs horrible. So a year later, here we are with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. And you know what? I actually ended up loving this a lot. I am very behind in my overall Assassin's Creed lore. In fact, the reason why I haven't reviewed more of them here on the show is because they take quite a bit of time to ingest before you're really fully immersed. And I'm currently on Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I've heard that 3 is pretty bad, and Black Flag is awesome. But I've put all that aside for some weird reason, and I picked up Assassin's Creed Syndicate. The PC version, at the time of me playing it, ran swimmingly. It looks great. The combat is a lot different than previous Assassin's Creeds. There's a leveling system, you can play as both a male and female assassin, there's tons of motivation to complete the game with a lot of unlockables, and the unlockables actually make sense and do things. The mechanic to propel yourself on the side of buildings and across gaps makes you feel like Spider-Man, or in this case like Batman, but really, who cares? It works. The story is actually really interesting. I love the era of the Industrial Revolution. I get the feeling that Ubisoft tried really hard to make it up to fans. And well, I think it may be too little too late. The damage sadly has been done. But I will say, the Assassin's Creed Syndicate DLC of Jack the Ripper is phenomenal. I definitely recommend playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate. But hey, you don't have to take my word for it.
Number 8.
I love Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. I played this at PAX, so did Alex Fossiani. So when we sat down on Beard Bros and played the non-Oculus version, I was still into the game. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes is simple. You and a friend, or maybe even a group of friends, have to stop a bomb from exploding. However, the only way to stop it is to communicate how to disable it correctly. The person disabling it has no idea how to do it, and they can only describe the modules to the other players. The other players then have a very thick booklet they have to go through based on the description and work in tandem to disable the bomb, thus the title, Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. A game simply about communication. The game is a blast. I see what I did there. And while everyone claims the Oculus version is the way to play it, I still found that playing with the printed manuals in the same room or even on Skype works just the same. Definitely a game you don't want to miss out on. And not playing it on the Oculus isn't going to cost you $600. So there you go.
Number 7.
Yoshi's Woolly World has got to be the cutest game of the year. Dear God, this game is practically perfect, and I sound very angry about it. The soundtrack will make you rock out. You'll actually have a ton of use for your amiibo. The game is actually difficult despite how childish it may appear, and everything is made of yarn. This game just makes you feel so good. This is my cute feel-good game of the year. Look, I just turned 28 last weekend, but you know what? Who cares? I'm a grown man that likes adorable things. Yoshi's Woolly World is awesome, and thank you to that awesome fan at Rhode Island Comic Con for giving me an actual Dog of War yarn. You earned brownie points. If you need a reference, go watch our Yoshi Woolly World review.
Number 6.
Who would have thought that one of the best multiplayer shooter games of 2015 would have been Splatoon, a new Nintendo franchise? This is huge for Nintendo, as they've never breached this type of game before. It's not too violent, the premise of whoever has the ink placed the most on the map wins is easy, and the free DLC content that's being released all the time. Nintendo has finally learned to embrace the DLC model correctly in a way that makes everyone happy. And yes, Splatoon Part 2 will be coming later this year in 2016. When they're all done with the DLC stuff is when I will finish the review. Cool? Cool. Sorry I sound so mad, it's just because I'm really sick still. I'm still trying to get over that cold. You'd be surprised how hard it is to do your job that requires your voice when you don't have your voice anymore.
Number 5.
Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas were some of my favorite games from the last console generation, so you can rest assured knowing that when it comes to the new Fallout, I'm gonna have a good time. Fallout 4 did not disappoint. It fulfilled the promise of making the game massive. The expansive environments are so big that you get lost all the time doing side quests. The main story, in my opinion, was almost secondary. With Bethesda and their huge atmospheres, it's not uncommon for them to focus on a worldwide experience as opposed to a linear one. And at the very least, you've gotta love the customization abilities of designing you and your significant other. I have seen a lot of great One Punch Mans and John Cena's. No regrets. I love them all. I could go on and on and on and on and on about what makes Fallout 4 so great, but I feel like most of you at home are probably playing Fallout 4 right now as you're hearing this, so you kind of understand where I'm getting at.
Number 4.
I try to find one or two indie developed games a year that really put a smile on my face. There's this game that was a one-man passion project featuring gameplay that's gritty, lonesome, and pays homage to the great Metroidvania-esque games. And that game, my friends, is known as AXIOM VERGE. Earlier this year, Completionist editor Mark gave his thoughts and opinions. So I figured let's hear a little bit from him and his final thoughts on the game.
AXIOM VERGE is a really impressive effort for it being solely developed by Tom Happ, from its pixel art, controls, story, and even the sound design and music. It's clear that this is much more Metroid than Vania, and Tom has made it his own by incorporating the fourth wall-breaking glitch mechanic to drive home the game's themes of identity and reality in a really organic way. It's a huge game, filled with secret passages, a large variety of weapons, enemy types, locations, and a few secrets that I dare not spoil here. AXIOM VERGE is a fine tribute to the glory days of Samus Aran while having a few surprises and tricks up its sleeve. And you can pretend to bust ghosts.
See, that's why I had you say it, Mark. I couldn't have said it better myself.
I ain't afraid of no glitch.
Number 3.
Kojima's final Metal Gear Solid game, his swan song, Metal Gear Solid 5. Man, the drama that came out of the past 2 years of Kojima and Konami leading up to this game's release, whew, I think we can all agree that Konami messed up on an apocalyptic level that clearly cannot be reconciled well. Have fun with your pachinko machine, guys.
Hit the lever!
Regardless of the drama, Metal Gear Solid 5 turned out to be a freaking masterpiece of a game. I have been slowly making my way through the Metal Gear Solid games, but I couldn't wait to jump into 5, and I'm glad I didn't. It's an incredible game from top to bottom. My only gripe with the game is that no matter who you are, the person who's a Metal Gear Solid expert, or a noob, someone who isn't as familiar with the franchise, the story gets put on the back burner. And there are moments where you'll want more. Completionists out there, I challenge you to complete Metal Gear Solid 5, because I just started this, and I'm having an excellent time.
Number 2.
Now, you all know that when it comes to Earthbound and the Mother series, the passion and love that went into them are second to none. They're charming, well-written, simplistic, and lighthearted. Nothing could ever reach the same type of sublime storytelling with passionate game design. That is, until Undertale by Toby Fox and his crew was the biggest surprise of 2015. You hear that, Scott? Let's put FNAF down for a bit and enjoy a cautionary tale about humans and monsters, and not ones that work at pizza places. This game is incredible. It's funny, it's smart, it takes what we know and love about the Mother series and adapts it to a more modern-day approach. It works so well. One of the best parts is the battle system. I don't even want to give too much away for this title, but there's so many ways to play this game. Multiple endings, different results based on choices and actions, and it's all unified in the end. If you want to see my further insight, take a look at my most recent playthrough on Super Beard Bros. We're about to start up 2 more runs due to popular demand. Undertale, while it may not be my absolute favorite choice of 2015, is something that you do not want to miss out on. And the fandom has grown so huge in less than a year.
Number 1.
If I had one thing to say overall about 2015, it's that the games that came out are what I call in-betweeners. These are games that are released as we all salivate from what's to come from the following year's game library. And suffice to say, we had a lot of great games this holiday season, but the overall theme I felt from all the games I played was heart. A lot of effort went into creating these magic gems, and the effort is present on this list with these games. So with that said, my game of the year for 2015 is Super Mario Maker! For being 30 years old, Mario is still relevant. Everyone knows the Mario Brothers theme, they know the power-ups, the sprites, and they've grown with Mario. Well, most people anyway. With Super Mario Maker, we finally got the chance to take the reins by creating our own levels. From Mario 1, 3, World, and U, Super Mario Maker gave us the tool to inspire, create, and challenge each other. I've been playing Super Mario Maker non-stop. Every week, Alex and I are over at Super Beard Bros, and we've been playing user-created levels based on themes. Themes like Star Wars, Charlie Brown Christmas, Spies. You guys at home have been creating some of the best creative things I've ever seen. And I've been learning more and more about the mechanics that were never even designed for this game. But with a certain combination of control and manipulation, Super Mario Maker easily is the game that will never stop giving. I cannot wait for 35 years or 40 years or even 50 years of Mario, because I'll still be here and I'll still be playing those games.
So, there you go. Those are my games of 2015. Let me know what yours were in the comments below, or on Reddit, or on Twitter, or on Facebook, or on Tumblr, or via snail mail, cause I do get mail. Check out my PO box right here. That's a real thing. Send me stuff. I'll talk about it. Also, you are great. Have a great year. I don't know why I'm talking this way. Now, if you excuse me, let's watch Keep Talking Nobody Explodes featuring me and Alex on Beard Bros. And just watch everything unfold. Alex gets super stressed out when we play it, but I have a blast! I did it again. I made the same joke again on accident.
Stage 1 is the display 1.
Yes,
Press the button in the second position, which is
1.
okay.
All right.
Okay, what does it say now?
It is now number 3.
Okay, press the button in the first position, which is
1.
okay.
Okay.
What's the number now?
Number's now 1.
Okay, if the display is 1, press the button with the same label you pressed in stage 2, which was 1.
1. All
Okay.
right, 2 more.
What does it say?
2.
Okay, press the button in the first position.
1.
Okay. What does it say now?
4.
Press the button with the same label you pressed in stage 3, which was
2. I killed us. I guess it was 1.
I think it was 1, yeah.
Damn it.